as you know, there's not a lot of sports going on right now, except maybe if you're betting on Korean baseball at 3 o'clock in the morning. But, we've heard rumblings, and apparently Major League Baseball is going to start up again, but I am very skeptical about that. And it sucks because I haven't been able to go to an Aviators game this year because there haven't been any games because of the COVID-19. And, God, what a beautiful ballpark and a great organization. I always enjoy going to those games. They're so much fun. It's relaxing. Good baseball, some really, really good players, not just on the Aviators, but just in general. AAA ball is great. Got a lot of major league guys out there and a lot of guys that are up and coming, but we just haven't been able to see games. So the question was, will there be AAA baseball in Las Vegas? And sadly, the answer is no. So the guy on the line with us right now, always love having him on, a good friend and very good at what he does with the Aviators. That would be Jim Gemma. Jim, thanks so much for coming on. How are you?
Brian and Jason, thanks for having me on today. I wish it was under better circumstances. As you know, the sports world is an absolute mess right now.
Yeah, this sucks. This really is horrible. At what point in the last few months, Jim, did you say to yourself, uh-oh, this might not happen. We might not have Aviators baseball this season?
Well, obviously with major league sports, NHL, NBA, and MLB, they have TV money where the business model for minor league baseball, you have to have fans in the stands, even if it would be 25, 30%. But that's where all 160 teams in minor league baseball, that's how you get your revenue with, concessions, ticketing, and sponsorship. So, it was just so many things going on. But obviously we're an umbrella of Major League Baseball. So Major League Baseball was going to dictate if there was going to be a AAA season or not.
So this might be a tough question for you to answer, but I'm just looking at these COVID cases spreading throughout the country, the issues we're having here in Las Vegas for sure, right in our backyard. And now Major League Baseball comes out with a statement, saying that, we're going to start on this date. But now that, there's no AAA baseball with cases throughout the country rising, even the PGA Tour having cases from week to week, do you think there's going to be a Major League Baseball season? What is, in your estimation?
Yeah, I know. Obviously, the A's players, they reported to the Coliseum yesterday. A lot of those players on that 60-player pool are players that have been here in Las Vegas, AAA players and men on the 40-man roster. So, their hope is to play in 3 weeks. And obviously, there's with no fans, but obviously they can get by with playing with no fans. I know it's a short 66 days, 60 games. So, before when Gobert got tested positive, and now every athletes are getting tested positive a lot here. 16 of 302, I think, in the NBA when they first did it. I think there's something they're going to try to move forward on it, but time will tell. Brian, who knows? In 3 weeks to a month, what's going to happen? Obviously, this calendar year has just been horrible.
Yeah, 2020 as a whole, I think, has been horrible. This has been a bad year for a lot of different reasons. But, what really sucks, Jim, and I don't want to be Debbie Downer here, but you guys have so much momentum, right? It's a new ballpark. It is absolutely beautiful. As well as anybody, Jim, what a big fan I am of the Aviators and what you guys do. I really love going to the ballpark. And last time I was there, it was for Major League Baseball. It was Major League Baseball weekend. It was awesome. It was fun. Everybody had a great time. The crowds were fantastic. And I'm thinking to myself, man, another great year of Aviators baseball, right? The ballpark, it's incredible. And rightfully so, why so many people are saying so many nice things about it. It's state-of-the-art facility. It just seems like this happened at such a bad time, right? You guys have so much momentum. And listen, I have no doubt that next year you guys will be back on track and everything will be fantastic. But I just know there are so many disappointed fans out there that we're looking forward to this Aviator season, right?
Yeah, I feel bad for the fans. The fact of the matter is this is the 38th season. We've been here since 1983, and all those years through Cashman Field, our fans, we have a really good fan base. Obviously, with the situation in Summerlin, and I'm glad you said that about Pacific League. Pacific Coast League is a great product. Between the chalk lines, you never have to defend what goes on out there. The guys are so good. Most of these guys, like everything in life, if they're in the right place at the right time, a lot of these guys should be playing in the major leagues. It's never going to be a bad news pair situation. So your product is always great. So it is really it's been a really difficult time for everybody in the sports world. But obviously 2021, Triple baseball will be fine. There's going to be some restructuring with the minor leagues and Commissioner Manfred. Everybody will get through that and the higher minors. But yeah, looking forward to 2021. But obviously, we got to get a vaccine. You and I love college basketball.
Sure.
And I was looking to hopefully work this tournament with Louisville and Arkansas and Colorado
Right.
State and San Francisco in November at T-Mobile Arena, and I'm hearing about college basketball. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in 5 months? So, I mean, this stuff has to get fixed.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Talking sports, it has to get fixed, especially.
I agree. I mean, there's so many unanswered questions right now. There's no doubt about that. If you're just joining us, we're speaking with Jim Gemma. He is with the Aviators. Sadly, that season AAA ball has been canceled. All right, so, Jim, let me ask you this. You're a lot more knowledgeable about this stuff than I do. So let's just say someone's playing for the Oakland A's, right? When this season gets underway, they have to go through rehab. Somebody is sent down. Where do they go?
Yeah, well, right now, the taxi squad, they're calling it taxi squad. They like to have it within 100 miles of the ballpark, albeit it'll be the Coliseum. So they're trying to do single-A Stockton. That's their single-A affiliate. But make a long story short, in light of what's going on in California, they're kind of trying to seek another outlet. For instance, the Pawtucket Red Sox are going to have the taxi squad folks for the Red Sox. I mean, a lot of our AAA players and 40-man roster guys that would have been here, they're going to be working out. Guys will be thrown off the mound, BP. So, I mean, I saw a news item that, Las Vegas is being considered, and quite frankly, the A's should come here for the taxi squad. It's a perfect location. They could stay at the Red Rock. I mean, we're going to have cases everywhere, but as far as workout facilities, there's nothing better here than the Las Vegas ballpark. I mean, obviously, if there's still up, they'd have to get on a flight, but these guys are going to have to fly anyway in some, situation. So we'll just see how that plays out. I think they'll still be in Northern California, but again, we'll see how that all plays out.
Yeah, and again, a lot of unanswered questions. So tell me a little bit about people that bought tickets. Obviously, they're going to get reimbursed. For those season ticket holders and for those people that bought single-game tickets, how does that work? How do they get refunded? Give us the rundown on that.
Yeah, the best thing to do, obviously, our front office has been really transparent from the start. Our sales reps are going to be contacting our season ticket holders. Personally, they're going to do. That's just a way to do it. But on our website, if people want to check it out, aviatorslv.com, it's the lead story. That gives all your options. You can do credit for next year, or we'll do free full refunds, I should say, for groups and individual tickets and for the full season tickets. But for the full season tickets, our sales reps will contact everybody on a one-on-one basis. So we will take it from there.
Fair enough. If I had to ask you right now, do you think that we will see this Major League Baseball season happen? And do you think that we will see crowning a World Series champion and there will be no interruptions and it will have? I know it's a tough question because there's a lot of unanswered questions right now. Based on what you know, do you think this is actually going to happen and there will be no interruptions?
Yeah, definitely over the next 3 weeks. The A's first workout at the Coliseum's July 4th, so that gives them a little under 3 weeks, and that goes for the other 29 teams. So that's really going to bear it out. If they can get to the 23rd, 24th, and it's have to be, with MLB, they get to stay in their own home cities. You have to be disciplined, and these are world-class athletes too. So they have that on their side, and they're going to be tested. So I'm hoping yes, because I think at the end of the day, Matt Williams is the manager of Kia Tigers of Korean baseball. People are watching that. People will definitely watch Major League Baseball.
Oh, no, there's no question about that. I completely agree with you, Jim. Hey, listen, man, always appreciate it when you take some time to join us. Thank you so much, Jim, and we hope we see some baseball really soon, whether that's AAA baseball down the road next season or, of course, Major League Baseball soon enough. We all love baseball, and we need that. We need that, get our minds off some difficult things that are happening right now. Before I let you go, what do you got planned? What is Jim Gemma doing the weekend of 4th of July? What do you got going on, man?
Well, right now we would have been on a homestand. Our big night would have been tomorrow night, July 3rd, and our team would have been on an extended road trip up to start break. That's where we're at now. So just kind of taking it day by day right now. It's been a real difficult thing for all of us in sports. And, again, I'm a big fan of your show, and I actually always enjoy when you throw people off the show.
Jim, I have to let you go now, but make no mistake about it. I haven't called you any names, and I'm not throwing you off the show.
You can tell me to get off the show.
It's kind of it's a rite of passage. I think Jim wants you to throw him off the show.
I will say this, though. Jim is a very, very funny guy. So Jim takes pictures with a lot of I'm very jealous, a lot of very beautiful women across town. And Jim meets a lot of very, very pretty people, whether it be in the media business. I'm not one of them, by the way. Make no mistake about that. But and then when Jim takes these pictures, he puts in the headline "Beauty and the Beast," and
it's true. It's
funny though. It's very fun. You don't sell yourself short, Jim, but it is very funny. The self-deprecation is funny because I do that on radio all the time with myself, so I can relate to that, Jim. But you're a funny guy and you're very good at what you do. I've always said that about you. You're one of my favorite guys in this town. Keep up the good work, my friend, and always appreciate it when you come on the show. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brian and Jason. I really appreciate you having me on.
You bet, anytime. That is Jim Gemma. He does that, by the way. He takes pictures.
Yeah.
Like an example, he'll have somebody beautiful singing the national anthem, and then he'll be up in the media booth and he'll take a picture with them and he'll post it on Facebook and he'll say, "Beauty and the Beast strikes again." It's just really funny. That's all.
And not to be too over the top with our praise of Jim Gemma, but man, you and I both have worked with a lot of sports PR people, and 90% of them are real a-holes.
They really are.
They're really self-important, rude people that like to say no. And sometimes they don't even get back to you. And Jim Gemma, anytime you want to have him on, or Don Logan,
anybody,
or any player, or if you need a pair of tickets to go Jim will always hook us up, and he's one of the good guys in media.
I agree, and listen, I'm not going to shy away from it. There are some people in this town that work for certain organizations that are not very helpful to members of the media. They're just not. They're not very good at their job, and I don't know why. I don't understand that is. I think there are certain people that
they're on a power trip.
That's what I was going to say. There are certain people that have ego, and they're on a power trip, and they think because they work for a professional organization that gives them the right to be jerks and just say no and not even respond at times. And by the way, it's not just me. There are certain organizations in this town where I talk to members of the media across the media platform here, and they say they're like that with everybody. And it's sad. I think you need to be thankful for the job you have and where you're at, and you need to understand that it is your job to work for the media. It is your job to work for us. And when you don't respond to emails and you don't help people out, then that's on you. Then you're just not good at your job. You're not a people person. Last I checked, we're all in the field of communications. But there are a lot of people in this town that are not very good communicators. And I always find it difficult when I'm talking to someone and I'm asking them to do their job, and they make it like they're going out of their way to help me, and it makes me uncomfortable, and I don't understand that. I will say this, the Raiders don't appear that way. They've been great to me so far. They really have, and Jim Gemma is no exception to that. The Aviators, even when they were the 51s, Jim is fantastic. There are people in this town that just get it, and they're just really good at what they do. And then there are other people in this town that, and you know what, when those organizations start losing, and when some of those organizations stop making the playoffs, and when some of those organizations don't get the fan support that they're getting now, then they're going to beg for people like us to have them on the air. And that's what they don't understand.
Well, that's the other thing. We don't have these people on, these athletes or whatever. We don't have them on to rip them. We have them on to praise them
and to promote
their product. I mean, it's an absolutely a free advertisement. It's nothing but positive publicity, and yet there are some that still won't play with us. They won't help.
I did an interview. I interviewed Dave Rice a number of times, and we only got about a minute to go here. And I never made it personal with him. The interviews were always great, but, I was critical of his coaching at times. And then I got an email from somebody over there at UNLV said, "Your job is to promote UNLV." I said, "No, it's not. My job is to cover the team and give opinions." Some of these people think that it's the media's job to promote the team. No, it's not. It's just some of these people.
No, but when they're on, we're usually beyond fair. And beyond,
I have never been rude
positive
to anybody involved in sports in this town, whether that be Desiree Reed-Francois or a UNLV coach, whether football or basketball. We just had Tony Sanchez on, great guy. Do I think UNLV made the right decision to fire him? Yes. But I respect Tony Sanchez because he's a good dude, and there are certain people in this town that are great, and then there are others that are not. What can I say?